Pale's new backline initially like made me hate it because there's no fucking bushings. No bushings. But once I flipped it, I saw where he was going with it and it's nice, but I still don't understand how it costs $600. Must be the hype. No denying Pale's knives are hype. I can't deny that, I'm a Pale fan myself, but 6 for no bushings? Roll the footage. That's the backline. I will say it has really, really nice green G10 scales. I love them. I really do. My favorite thing about Palethius though is that he speaks as if he is like a wizard. Pale's like, what he did with the backline in and of itself is like a really good idea. The thing about the backline is that it is still technically a mid-tech, but he tried to push it, and I feel like he was trying to make it kind of like more mass appealy. And what I was really hoping was that this was going to be kind of the beginning, and that it'll eventually kind of fall its way into Lucy's lap and become the new age replicant. That'd be so belligerent, because it is a good knife. I wonder like if Pale gets paid to be salty, because like his comments on Instagram, like that's my favorite part of Pale drops. It's people asking questions that are in the description and him answering them. I want to hate the backline. It seems like it's widely available. It's not on bushings, you know, the scales, they're cool, they're G10, but they're not like, you know, heavily machined or anything. You know, but I do like the blade. But it seems like it looks like it could really become a production model knife. But why only 23 then? I mean, I guess I'd rather be bitching about Pale not making more knives than being like he should probably stop making knives entirely. But at the same time, I'm just kind of bittersweet, man. I mean, like honestly, these secondary market prices, a BC for a backline? Nah, that's just messing with Pale's brand at that point. Come on guys, come on. I'm gonna level with you guys here. I'm not saying that you can't value a knife higher, but this, ask anyone, this is not a BC. It's not. So stop. My ass is definitely qualified to talk about price gouging because I like get slammed with claims that I only price gouge. But no, sorry, just because you didn't like the balance or the thickness of the backline and you got a pink one, doesn't mean you can put it at $1,700 and ask for a BC, my dude. Pale, if by any chance you actually watch any of these vlogs where I roast the shit out of you, I want a guitar, so like please hook me up. I'll like obviously pay for it, but dude, I need a Palethius guitar. Please, fucking please, dude. Really quick while I'm still here in Target, the thing that you really can't deny, and anyone that does, I would definitely respect. Let me find this thing. This is sick though, check this out. Come on, that swedge right there, this blade, ooh. The time is now 10:47 and Target was closing in 13 minutes. We have to get our stuff, and I forgot that the camera's about to die. All right, two days later, I got a battery, and I'm in a greenhouse. So we're gonna continue with this backline review because I did some research, and I just want to also say, Pale, along with the guitar, like, can I just meet you, man? Alright, we're gonna start with the likes because there are a lot of positives to this knife. Now, as I said, I did do some research, and it turns out that he was going for the whole cheaper vibe thing. That's why there's no holes. I do enjoy that, so thank you for that, Pale. As always, I am a huge fan of the D2. I am a huge fan of the G10. Zen pins, come on, he knows what he's doing, guys. I also said that I like the blade a lot, but After flipping this for a while, it is crowned so nicely, and the top choil is rounded off. Now every time I get a replicant, which is probably my favorite production knife, I have to round and grind down this like choil thing, but Pale does it for me. I'm starting to develop like a man crush on him. It's weird. Now it is my duty to also point out the things of the Backline that I do not particularly enjoy. One of them was when I was looking to purchase this knife, I was flipping it, you know, test flipping it, and one of the Zen pins fell out, and it was over a grassy area. So I had to buy it because I lost the guy's Zen pin. When I was talking to the guy I bought it off of, he said that when he was tuning the knife, he had to tune the Zen pins, which is another issue kind of that Kuski Craft has, or Kusky with the scales. So, I mean, it's not really an issue, it's just something that I thought I'd mention. And the other issue I have, which, let me say is usually not an issue, is thickness, and yeah, that's with 2 C's. Hello? Oh, whoa, you guys are in a bush. Wow, I didn't see you guys there. Yeah, this knife's also really cool because I can almost shortstop. Almost. It's weird that you guys are in a bush. It's almost ironic because this doesn't have bushings. BRS, if you're listening in there, please like just develop this design and make this the Replicant V2, huh? I'm not saying I'd get credit, but yeah, I think it's a pretty good idea. I don't know. Shooting on manual here, really hard to keep the settings consistent with all the shade. The Backline is a cheap version of the Revolution, so it's not going to be as good as the Revolution, but it's going to be pretty close to it. Yeah, I'm back in the humid greenhouse. I guess the last thing really to talk about is if this thing is flippable, and if it is, how flippable is it? The thickness definitely gets to you. It definitely reminds me of an ELB Mamba. That's also because I flipped the Revolution for quite a while. That being said, the thickness is really overrated and I don't think it's that big of an issue. It's definitely still flippable, and as Team Mac champions, a lot of your time is spent right here on the handles, so it's really not that big of a deal. It almost kind of helps. What I will say is probably my favorite part of this knife, besides obviously being sandwich and just being G10 and just being a pail, I love pails, it's really the balance. Like, this thing is supremely balanced, and you know how I love rear bias, but there is no rear bias because it's like completely neutral, but God, these chaplains are sticky. Look at that. Oh, like I can almost shortstop with this thing. It's so very good knife, very good knife. I'm like willing to bet that he's gonna have another run of these things. I just like, for some reason it's like an inkling I have, but don't quote me on that. If you want to pick one up on the secondary market, you might want to finance a car, refinance your house, because people think that these are BCs and revs, and they're not. I would put secondary market value somewhere definitely above 6. But other than that, you know, it's really depending on, like, you know, what you're willing to pay and what the person's willing to sell or trade for. That's what it comes down to. But this is a very good knife. Very EDC worthy. It's a lot more EDC than the other pails, but look at this. I've been flipping it during the review. Focus. And this Zen pin is loose again. Super sketchy. I'm in a greenhouse. I'm sweating. Super sketchy. I did a NorCal edit for NorCal boys. Go follow them. Link is right there and in the description. Make sure to roast me. I'm in a greenhouse right now. I'm sure you guys can come up with something creative, but if not, it's fine. You guys can sit there and make the same jokes. Just remember that, you know, a punk doesn't really count if you have Bally in your name. That's all I'll say. I'm kidding. I love all you guys. I'll see you next time. Like, he's trying to make his knives and his, like, you know, his product more widely acceptable, if that makes sense, or I guess widely accessible. That being said, a lot of people would say, you know, actually no, $600 is way too much for a knife, but you guys gotta take into consideration this is a mid-tech, and it's a pale mid-tech.